Hello everyone and welcome to a new Eurovision season. The 2026 season of Eurovision is upon us, and Montenegro is the first country yet again to have kind of presented all of their competing songs for their national final Montesong 2025, because it will take place this year. But it is to pick a representative for Eurovision 2026, and there are 15 songs competing in their national final this year. I was thinking that I'm going to try and cover this national final season to the best of my abilities. It's going to be difficult to, of course, get through every song that's competing in a national final, but since there are only 15, since there's only one national final that's already started, I figured Montesong should be one that I can get through. I will make 3 separate videos for these little reactions that I will do. This is going to be the first time I listen to all of the songs from Montesong. I'm going to do 5 songs today, 5 songs in the next one, and then the final 5 in the third video. Hopefully I should be able to pull that off and share all my thoughts regarding the songs that Montenegro could send to Eurovision. And at the end of it all, I think I should probably make a little video where I tell you which one's my favorite. But we'll see how much time I can kind of dedicate to these kinds of videos this year. But for what it is now, I'm just going to go through them one by one. I am going to listen to them in the order that they were published on the Montesong the Montesong YouTube page. And that means that the first song that I will be listening to today is called Pjevaj, Vilo by Luka Radović. And I think we should just get straight to it, because we got 5 songs to get through, and this is number 1. So let's see what you got, Luka. There we go. So obviously straight from the get-go, unique instrumentation, which, you know, always kind of nice to have some character in that. Wonderful. It's a 7/8, isn't it? How fascinating. Great drumming here. Vocal straight in the center, the instrumentation is lively. It's very immersive, it has proper world building to it. Some nice little vocal layer background here as well. I love the rhythmic distinction, really emphasizing the 7/8 time signature here. The song is highly intense, very impulsive. It feels like it kind of just went straight for the chorus very quickly, not really giving you a lot of time to get into the track. It's just straight in your face from the get-go. That's cool. Strong instrumental continuation here. Nice how they layer the melodic line from the instrumental here with a choir vocal. Not very harmonic, but still, you know, it's a layer, so that adds depth to it. Detailing is nice as well with all of these horns. Really cool. Yeah, I think the main thing that's gonna stick with me here is definitely the beat of it. Nice how they use the electric guitar in such kind of grit to the track as well. Yeah, I could definitely see the rhythm of this being very addictive and definitely engage a lot of listeners, myself included, for sure. But it's very non-stop. It's a lot to really take in from immediately. It's quite a chaotic instrumental as well. They kind of... It feels like there's a lot of things going on all the time at the same time. Alright. It was like a wonderful kind of transitional device there. And then the key change had to be thrown at us. Why not? Double time! Why not? It was a bit of a headbanging section, I would say. I see what they're doing. Very effective. Alright, huge little ending impact effect there as well. You know what? Very cool track, this one. I gotta say, you know, it stands out. This one will stick in here. I will remember it, of course I will. Just kicking it off with a rather, you know, for me, someone who's not from you know, a Balkan country or an Eastern European country or anything like that. The instrumentation, of course, is something that sticks with me immediately. It's characteristic. It tries to be immersive and kind of create its own little world, and we're getting invited to that. Very cool. Love the drumming in there, and like the rhythmic distinction of just highlighting the 7/8 time signature is really, really effective. I think that will stick with me a lot. Vocally, it's very straight to the point, but that's also very much fitting with what the track is trying to do. It's very intense. It's all out, just kind of punchiness and energy throughout the whole thing from the get-go, really leading through those choruses as well. It feels like there's not a moment of, you know, just kind of... there's not a moment of something settling down or feeling like there's a resolution to anything. It's just non-stop intensity, and that could be very, very effective, but you need, of course, to present it with a performance that it really matches that as well. It could also be a bit much, and right now I'm feeling like I'm very open to this. I'm going to, of course, listen to it many more times and really make up my mind of what I think. I think that it's a very cool effort, this one. I like the ambition behind it. I think they've definitely wanted to knock it out of the park with something incredibly hectic and intense and powerful. I think they've done that, but it could be a bit much. It's verging on that kind of thing, and I would understand if someone thinks that it's, you know, it's kind of imposing itself on the listener, maybe. But a lot of fun ideas in here, and you gotta appreciate an odd time signature when you get one, right? The key change, not a fan. Let's move on to the second song. This one is called, let's take a look here, Ipak smo ljudi by Majda Božović. And yeah, let's take a listen to this one, see what it's like. I like how you can kind of hear like the background noise from the piano opening there. Like you can hear that it's recorded in the sense of something quite authentic. Like it felt like you could hear some breaths or some movements on the piano. It's kind of nice. It's a nice movement. The strings, very sparse in what they provide here early on. Cool progression. Piano movement here is pleasant, honestly. I like the vocals a lot here, actually. Maybe a bit too reliant on the same repetition of word there. That could be irritating. Could be. Nice. Nice resolution here. Okay, strings are kind of adding some energy in here. Drumming comes in. Little smooth bass line here as well. That's a nice pulse. Feels like they're playing around a little bit with the panning as well to make it feel a bit wider than maybe they expected. Particularly with these backing vocals here. The de-esser. They need to throw in a de-esser on this. Oh wow. She has a really lovely voice though. I think it fits this kind of track as well, wonderfully well. Not overly sold on the kind of repetition of that melodic line, but feels like they try to do a lot of clever things progressively throughout the writing of the song. Maybe they need to kind of develop the song a bit more instrumentally though. I think the percussion is mainly the kind of culprit in what makes this not click as hard as I would have wanted it to. Yeah, it's over there. Nice little with like how the vocal is, you know, the feedback on the vocal is kind of what closes it. But I gotta say, like, what really hits me in the final chorus of this song is definitely that the percussion is not as convincing as I would have liked it to be. It has a resonance to it that feels a bit not wooden, but a bit on the clicky side. I don't know, it doesn't resonate with me as I listen to it. It does not feel like the instrumental has really been properly fleshed out, and there's a lot of the instrumentation is not a problem, but the actual execution of the instrumental, I think that is holding back a little bit here. The production does not pop as much as I would have wanted it to be. The sounds are not as deep and fleshed out and fulfilling into the soundstage of this track, which I think is kind of holding back my main enjoyment of it right now. Vocally, I think she sounds really, really great here in this cut. There is a massive need for adding a de-esser on her vocal, particularly like from the second chorus moving forward. The sounds got incredibly harsh and just pierced through the soundstage a bit much. That's obviously not the case. Like, it's not going to be a problem when you see it live, but when you listen to this song in a studio cut, I need that to... I would wish for that to be, you know, fixed and polished. Which is unfortunate at the moment, because it's going to be one of these things that will bug me when I return to this song. Overall, the songwriting of it is quite nice. There are cool ideas in here in terms of what they do with the development of the song, like progressively with chord movements leading into the choruses mainly. I think they use nice transitional devices there. Perhaps it's not the most strikingly appealing song from a melodic standpoint, and I don't think that this repetitive ljudi, ljudi, ljudi line is that great to kind of just rely on it the way that they do here. But I could change my mind on that. Maybe I will, you know, think that that it's effective in the future. For what it is right now, I think this is decent all around. It has some flaws to it that I would have liked to you know, smoothen out, polish it up a little bit. I want the instrumental to hit much harder, because I feel like it's definitely there in terms of instrumentation, but the sound of it is not fleshed out as much as I want it to be. And the percussion, I think, is the major thing that holds it back there, particularly towards the end. So yeah, but still, good all around, I would say. That song as well. We're moving on to song number 3. This will be Nedekodirana by Stefan. So let's take a look at this one. Let's see. Okay, here we go. A lot of feedback on this little pluck that opens up the song. And we've got like a contrasting, sounds a bit like a palm muted guitar, contrasting the melody there. The beat comes in unexpectedly. It has a nice little groove to it at the moment, the rhythm of it. Vocal is curious with like the backing vocals, how they're panned out, and then alright, what's going on in here? Some horns, adding quite a quirky sound to the song, I would say. The backbeat on the little electric guitar as well, is it? I'm struggling to really like distinguish the different inputs here. Okay, this descending chord interval, I mean, it's charming, to be completely honest, but I'm not left with like an impressive feeling so far. It's kind of fun, in a quirky way. The backing vocal approach, I'm not sure if I'm super fond of that. And I think like this song is kind of stamping along in the same territory a lot. It doesn't really feel like it's particularly substantial in its backdrop. This beat has been going non-stop the same, you know. It's an effective rhythm, but it gets a bit pedestrian, I suppose. And it doesn't feel like the song really provides a lot of dynamics. The descending chord progression in the chorus is fun though, and how the kind of vocal line is following that. But I definitely think this song needs a bit more energy to it. Like maybe allow the brass to actually be a bit more explosive. They feel very restrained here. And kind of restrained to just having a sole purpose of sounding quirky, rather than actually overpowering into the soundstage of the track. And the double time, okay. See, this would have hit so much harder if there was more energy in the track. Maybe throw in a little bit of guitar work in here. More distortion. Kind of relying on this digital pluck to be like the core instrumentation of the track, and I'm not sure if that's really going in their favor entirely. It feels like it's a mixture of something quirky and fun, and also something that's kind of laid back and relaxed, instead of just going full blast with the entertainment value of the track and just making it something that's quite in your face, quite intense, a bit like songs, you know, from before. I'm thinking immediately of like what Alcohol is Free did for Grease back in 2013, how just completely embracing the fact that it's a bit chaotic and then playing into the quirkiness of it by doing that. There's also, of course, this group from Bosnia and Herzegovina called Dubioza Kolektiv, who do like these quirky songs. There's a lot of brass in there, but it's high in energy, it's high in intensity. This one feels, you know, it's calm, it's a chill little vibe, it's a nice little foot tapper, but it never really kicks into gear, and it becomes ironic when they even add the double time beat towards the end, and it feels like, okay, they're actually trying to make this song kick into gear because they are adding a double time to kick up the intensity of the track. But the song is not really going for that vibe leading up to that moment, because I think the instrumental is so subdued and restrained, and the whole approach of the track feels more like it's going for a chill, fun vibe rather than the one that's just, you know, attention grabbing and properly takes you along for the ride. It's an intriguing one for many reasons. I think it is one of these that I could have a bit of fun with. I think the chorus is quite nicely written with the descending chord interval. It's predictable, but it's effective, and how the vocal line works with those chords as well is kind of nice. A bit of both for this one. I don't think it's going to be my favorite from the selection, but I do see the appeal in it. So thank you for that one, Stefan. I will move on to song number 4 now. I'm only doing 5 today, I said that in the beginning, but song number 4 is going to be Oli Oli by Krstinja. A little bit of a strange, like for me, this is obviously a strange spelling for the first name, but I'm sure down in Montenegro this is how you do it. Oli Oli, which is an intriguing song title as well, of course. Let's take a listen to what it sounds like. It's an atmospheric opening. I like it. A lot of reverb on a lot of the things here. Like the guitar sliding as well, you know, from the hand. It's maybe a bit piercing in the actual sound because it's just been boosted so much, it feels. Oh. Yeah. The detailing as well. I don't think the audio balancing is flawless here early on. It feels like certain sound effects are kind of taking over a bit much in the soundstage, but arrangement-wise, this is cool. Scaling back entirely for this little bridge. It's an interesting choice. Okay, so there's a brewing little synth bass here. The beat feels quite standardized here. Where are we leading? This is intriguing me. Not bad. There's a lot going on instrumentally. It feels very wide, and I like that. It's a proper soundscape to it. Great instrumental continuation. Yes, absolutely. That works wonderfully well. Not bad. Not bad. Maintaining the energy here. Nice. The drum is still there to kind of make sure that we're not losing all of it. Good structure to this. Very good structure. It's effective. And I like the soundscape of this song as well. It feels very immersive. There's proper world building to this. And you feel like you're just kind of accepting where the song wants to take you. I like those brewing little synth basses, you know? And that's effective. Very effective. And I like how the vocals, they don't need to be more than this, you know, in the choruses. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to pull this off live, because song-wise, this is very enjoyable to me. Great how the flow of the song, like the flow of the song is wonderful, really. Yeah, it comes together really nicely. It's very pleasant. Would have probably preferred it to not have like this instant ending, but that's honestly a very admirable effort here. I'm fond of this. I think they definitely knew what they were doing when they put this together. Structurally, it's a very fulfilling song. It feels like it always goes for the not only the expected resolution, but also the necessary resolution to what should happen next. Structurally, like there are so many songs previously in Eurovision context that I've complained about how I feel like they're dropping the energy too quickly. They're not tying the song together. This is cohesive, for sure it is. There's a plan behind every part of the song on how it's supposed to tie into the next. I think the atmospheric touches of the track are very palpable in here. I was a bit skeptical at first because I felt like the sound effects of this song, like the actual detailing or the external elements really, they were a bit overpowering, and that's just like kind of an audio balancing issue. But it doesn't really take away that much from the listen here, because at the end of the day, what I return to is the songwriting of this track and its arrangement, and I feel like those parts just really worked quite wonderfully. So, and I'm not even sure like you need to even fix the audio balancing, because at the end of the day, like it feels purposeful, this one, and I think they're doing everything quite nicely in how they execute this effort. I'm going to be very intrigued to see how this is going to be pulled off live, because of course it is a song that I would assume works better as a studio cut, because what is she going to do during these instrumental choruses? I'm very intrigued to find that out, and I'll be keeping my eyes on this one. As a song, I thought this was very pleasant, very, what do you say, just enjoyable, of course, like all together and how everything came together, but also very satisfactory to listen to, because every time the song progressed into a new part, I felt like, yes, it's doing exactly what it should do, and kudos for that. Wonderful how they maintained the energy in the second verse after the choruses. Wonderful instrumental continuations that the song is using as well. Those are really lovely. It's really utilizing this world-building instrumentation as well to kind of really hit home with giving the song character, giving it a lot of identity, and something to return to. I will be returning to this one. I thought this was a pretty damn great listen, actually. Oli Oli. Intriguing name for the song, but I think this one's great. It's actually really great. I enjoyed that. Hopefully I'll stick to my word in when I've listened to it a few more times. Final song that we're going to listen to today is called, let's take a look, it's a pretty of a short one, 2:37 in length. Anyway, the song is called Aku Čuješ glas, maybe, by Neno Murić. And this one has a lot of views compared to the other ones, 50,000 views. Interesting. Okay, let's take a listen to Aku Čuješ glas. I thought. There we go. Starting with a rain sound effect. Okay, why not? Pretty little piano line on top of that. Trying to get us into the world of this song immediately. Processing on this vocal is weird. Why does he sound like that? You can hear he's got a great voice. Why are they processing it like this? Sounds like he's singing inside a cave. Anyway. Percussion needs polishing in the mixing here, I think. The piano lines are pretty. Vocally, he's impressive. I like the passion in it. Dramatic, nice backing line there as well. Harmonically strong so far. Arrangement-wise, this percussion is very effective. Just needs some polishing in the mix, I would say. Needs to add more depth. Very rigid in like the actual inputs from the instrumental as well, though. Does not feel cohesive in the production, unfortunately. It needs to tie together better. Some Kind of detailing in the right ear there as well came from out of nowhere, and it doesn't feel like it belongs to the same package at the moment. Tambourine here as well, clashing a little bit. Conceptually, this is a very cool entry, honestly. I like the vocal approach that it's taking. I think the backing vocals are quite grand as well. Melodically, it clicks. It just needs to get cleaned up, really. Oof, that's yeah, again, like, it's not tied to itself, you know? Vocally really cool. Melodically pleasant. It has an immersive world building to it, again, like a lot of the songs in this selection, honestly. But I feel like those are palpable aspects of this listen that I'm having here. But the execution needs a lot of work, unfortunately, because this song needs to get cleaned up massively. When you see it live, I don't think you will really notice it as much, and then you can just kind of be impressed by what it tries to do vocally and the grandness of the track. But I will probably not really enjoy returning to it on Spotify or as a studio cut, because I feel like there needs to be like the mixing needs to be looked at here. And definitely the sound design on a lot of these inputs as well. And I think definitely like that percussion is going to come through when you see it live as well. I don't think it could hit so much harder and actually add so much depth to this track and make it stand out so much more. This could have sounded much more grand and much more epic if the polishing was definitely there. I feel like the potential of this one is rather high. And the actual impression that I'm left with right now is one that is a little bit underwhelming. I can definitely appreciate what it does vocally. I can appreciate what it tries to do arrangement-wise as well, the grandness of the song, the actual ambition to make something very wide, something fulfilling, something complete, and something quite impressive. I think that's really what they're going for mainly. Very dramatic as well, of course, a lot of passion into it. But it needs to hit a bit harder with the actual polishing of the track to make that hit harder. Like the impression that I want to get is to just get floored by it, to be like having a resounded impression of, wow, it's very compelling to me. I'm captivated by it. At the moment, I'm not feeling exactly that. I'm feeling like there's a lot of ideas here that could lead me to that. But at the moment, I'm not. This is not right there. Very interesting, of course, to see how it's going to be live, because, you know, if it's going to be one of these impressive vocal showcases, then that could definitely win a lot of people over, myself included. But on Spotify, I don't think I'm going to give it many listens unless they clean it up a bit, because it could be very, very large, very impressive. At the moment, I'm not feeling it. Those were the 5 first songs that I'm going to listen to from Montesong. I will be continuing with the next 5 in a day or two, hopefully. It kind of depends on how my schedule looks, but hopefully you enjoyed listening to my thoughts about these 5 songs today. Do share your thoughts about these 5. They were Pjevaj, Vilo, Ipak, ljudi, Nedekodirana, Oli Oli, and Aku čuješ, glas. Quite a decent little selection so far, I gotta say. I don't know what to expect from all of the national finals this year, but if this is where we're kicking things off, I'm optimistic. I definitely am. Hopefully we can have a wonderful Eurovision season ahead of us, and hopefully we can also have, for the first time in 3 years, a little bit of a positive Eurovision taking place in May as well. That would honestly be quite lovely. But we all know that that kind of relies on a certain decision that the EBU needs to make. We'll leave that for some other time to discuss and for someone else to get into. There's a lot of good videos. I always recommend, okay, I'm making this into a shout out video now, but go check out Stuart McLean's channel. Just do it. I'll link it in the description. Yeah, that's going to be everything for Montesong for today. Thank you so much for sticking with me and watching these 5 and listening to these 5 songs. Tomorrow, or maybe 2 days from now, or maybe 3 days from now, we'll listen to 5 more. Hopefully I'll see you then as well. Take care of yourselves for now, though, and bye-bye.